You are listening to the Interview Podcast,
where we interview the real you.
We discover our guests' passions, skills, dreams, and wisdom they've learned along the way.
Get ready for some friendly banter,
Controversial hot takes.
Christian pickup lines, and riveting conversations.
Let's dive in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Interview Podcast, episode numero 18, Jen.
Let's go.
Can you believe it? 18.
I can.
I was going to try to say that in Spanish, and I was like, you know what, Derek, you have no idea how to say 18
You're
in
not
Spanish.
wrong.
I should say it in Dutch, but I don't know that either. So
18
anyway,
will do.
18 will do. So anyway, welcome, guys. So good to have each one of you here. We're going to kick it right over to Jen for our episode sponsor. So here we go.
Absolutely. So we are really honored with our sponsor for today. And our guest doesn't even know this. And actually, I guess I might kind of give away the guest with this, and I just might have to.
That's fine.
But our sponsor for this episode is Darrin Yoder.
Wow.
And Darrin is the brother of our guest today. And he reached out and he said, you know what? I heard my brother's going to be on, and I want to sponsor this episode for Kev. And I just kind of gave that away. But he said, I asked him, I said, was there anything you want us to plug or say about you or anything like that for your sponsorship? And he said, I just want Kevin to know how much I look up to him. And so that says a lot, even just there, about who Darrin is. Darrin is an incredible guy. He's in our area here, goes to our youth group. So I've gotten to know him. Derek knows him as well. And he's actually just recently, just this past week, actually, he moved out to Colorado to serve at New Horizons Ministries for a year. So that's a big change happening for their family. And we're super, super proud of Darrin and his step of faith to go out there and serve and kind of step out into the unknown and leave his family, who he's very close to, and follow God's call. And so, Darrin, we appreciate you for who you are, for the way you serve the Lord, and how you fight for more in your relationship with God. And we really appreciate your being willing to sponsor this episode and in honor of your brother. Yes. So we will introduce more about who our guest is here in a second.
Yep.
So thank you, Darrin. But before we jump into our guest, we have some other people we'd like to thank.
We do. So thank you, Darrin. Appreciate you so much, your heart and your life, and you made Kevin cry here today. So God bless you so much, man. We really appreciate you. So we are going to shout out our Patreon sponsors. So we're blown away. Granted, there is 7 of you that have joined and have been a part of this journey, the inner circle, as we like to call it.
It's a small circle now.
So far,
but
it is
the inner circle.
It is.
And you 7, you guys are very near and dear to our hearts.
That's right.
And the Patreon sponsors, for all of you who don't know, are sponsors that have committed to giving monthly to our podcast.
$3 a month. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for taking time and effort to do that. So we want to shout out to Victoria Troyer, Mr. Aiden. Woohoo! Yay! We need some clapping.
Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. We need Aiden Stolzfus was the first. I think he was the OG. What a guy! Thank you, Aiden. Appreciate you so much. And then Jared Lapp from Pennsylvania. Love you, Jared. Appreciate you so much. And then we have Javen, which I don't have a last name, and whoever mjaven88@gmail.com is. Don't send him an email, please, or you can just tell him thanks.
Email him and ask him his last name.
Email and ask him where you from. Who are you? Thank you guys so much. And then Jen,
we also have Darrin Yoder, who is our episode sponsor, is also a monthly sponsor. So double shout out to Darrin. We appreciate that. Wow.
Yes.
And also Beth Graber and Karina Weaver. So just thank you guys so much for partnering with the podcast and helping us be able to do this and supporting us financially. It kind of blows us away and means a lot that we have you guys on our team. So for anybody else out there, if you guys want to be a part of the podcast this way and help support us with the cost of doing these episodes, and you want to do it on that monthly $3 a month basis, definitely sign up to join our Patreon page, and you can find that information with our episode posts as well as on our Instagram page.
Yep. Sweet.
All right.
Well, here we go.
Now to the main thing of this episode.
The main event, what the people want. All right, big fella, introduce yourself. Say who you are, where you're from, and then a little bit about what you do.
Hey guys, I am Kevin Yoder. I am 24 years old. I am originally from a small town in Georgia called Montezuma, Georgia.
Oh yeah.
I moved to Newberry, South Carolina, right around 14 years. I lived there for 14 years, but now I currently reside in Mill Spring, North Carolina, which is right here in the Columbus area. So yeah, I've been here for like 7 months. I've been coming to church up here for 4 years, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Is it really? Man.
It's
awesome.
crazy, but
It's amazing.
That's
Okay.
yeah.
And what do you do on the regular?
I currently right now, when I first moved here, I did fencing.
Okay.
For
yeah.
great guy,
Leon Yoder.
Leon Yoder.
Same, bro.
Great guy. I love
Shout out
working
to
for
Leon.
him.
Leon's amazing.
And now, but literally like 4 weeks ago, I started hauling storage sheds, and that's currently what I do now, and I love doing it. So
Dude.
yeah,
Awesome.
man. Very cool.
oh yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being willing to be on the podcast, Kevin.
sure.
Kevin, I have known him since he started coming to church, like you said, about 4 years ago. And you can't help but love Kevin from the get-go.
Yeah.
He is a big personality. He's a friendly personality, and he knows no strangers. And he's always, anytime you see Kevin, I mean, he's coming with a big hug and a smile and makes you feel like $1,000,000. And for any of you that, just giving you a visual of Kevin, he is 6'5" with shoes on. I found out today. Am I right
Wow.
on that? A
6'6" with
Oh,
with
sorry.
shoes.
6'6" with
6'6" with
shoes
shoes on.
Right.
And I'm a
Tall
very
drink of water.
tall 5'2". So it is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Every time I give Kevin a hug, it's just like the tower and the midget.
You're
So
like, who's that child you're hugging? Oh wait, it's Jen.
exactly.
I'm just kidding.
So
That's amazing.
But he has a super tall, person, but he has. It's not a scary. Some people that are really tall, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm scared of you. He is so welcoming. And it was like that from day one. And Kevin, since I've gotten to know you over these years, coming to youth activities and church, and now moving up here and being around more, I just really appreciate who you are and what you bring to the community that you're a part of here,
I really
to the
appreciate
youth
that.
group. Yeah, you're a solid dude, and we both, Derek and I, appreciate you a lot.
Very much so.
And so it was definitely not, it was a no-brainer to have you on the podcast and just hear some about your life and what you have to share.
Yep.
So we're honored. Thank you
I'm honored.
for being here.
Good to have you here, man.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to start this off with our normal for our what do you call people that listen all the time? Our regulars. I don't know. Regulars.
Regulars.
For the
Sure.
regulars, you know this. Is the camera rolling, by the way?
I mean,
Okay.
yeah. The red light's on.
Red
yeah.
light's
check on that.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway, so crazy where your brain goes when you're in the middle of a podcast. But we do rapid fire questions, and just a little fun way to start the podcast and get things rolling, find out little details about our guests' lives that maybe you wouldn't know. So, Kevin, are you ready for this?
Let's go. Okay. So does it have to be as accurate as possible, or you want me to fire away?
Well, okay, so we're learning from our mistakes, and we're realizing it's a little bit hard to fire off answers to questions that actually have like accurate answers that you need to think
Right.
about.
Okay.
So we do have some of those that you're going to probably have to think a little bit. So go as fast as you can, but be accurate.
Try
but
to be fairly
Okay.
accurate.
Yeah.
I can
Just
do that.
ballpark it.
But I
Yeah.
did change it up a little bit to where there's a lot of this or that. So you can
Okay.
choose one or the other, which will help a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
we'll sprinkle in the others here and there. So
Sweet.
Let's go.
make sense?
Yep.
All
let's
right.
go.
And here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Favorites. This is the first set. There's 6 favorites. We're just going to get out of you real quick. Favorite month.
October.
Favorite season.
Fall.
Amen.
Color.
Blue.
Dessert.
Uh,
That's kind of tough because there's a lot.
Oreo pudding? Maybe?
Strawberry delight.
Oh,
That's a good one.
another great
Pizza
call.
topping.
Bacon.
Oh.
Day of the week.
Saturday.
All right. Now, what was your official first job?
Dairy farmer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Milking them
Milking them
cows,
cows.
man. Let's
Milking
go,
those
man.
cows.
That's right.
Love it.
Wee hours of the morning I was
Oh,
up.
bro.
Oh, yeah.
Were you milking 2 or 3 times a day?
2.
2 times.
Two
That's one
times a
life
day.
I do not envy and never hope
I've
to
been
have.
in a lot of barns in my day.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
no joke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's no joke.
Ketchup or ranch?
Kevin.
This is a
Kevin, why are
no-brainer,
you thinking
Kev.
about this?
I'm going to go ranch, but ketchup is up
That
there.
took too long.
Okay, ranch for sure. What place would you most want to travel to?
Hawaii.
Phone call or text?
Phone call.
Attaboy.
Definitely.
Actually, that makes sense. Kevin he'll talk on
Big
the
phone
phone
call.
to you.
guy.
yeah.
That's true.
If you could be a superhero, what would be your superpower?
Ooh. I would say either flying or being invisible.
Yeah. How about invisible flight? Combine the two.
Combine the two.
That'd be
yeah.
crazy.
That would be
Flight.
crazy.
Passenger or driver, generally?
Passenger.
Okay. What is your
Okay.
favorite thing to do on a free Saturday? Your favorite day?
Which that last the passenger or driver don't really make no sense because I drive for a living.
Yeah.
But on a trip,
Right, a road trip?
on a road
You're
trip,
good with passenger.
Passenger,
Is
yeah.
that because you drive for a living?
Maybe, probably.
Ish, okay.
It's probably because of that.
You're
yeah.
probably tired of driving, and when you actually get to just be a passenger, it's probably nice.
It is, yeah, that's fair.
Relaxing. What is your favorite thing to do on a free Saturday?
Ooh, softball.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Big
Kevin.
softball guy.
Yeah, he's a big softball guy, and he's good.
They're really good.
If I have a free Saturday, I would say either definitely softball, but also I'm totally cool with just chilling and hanging out with friends, basically. That's, yeah.
Kevin, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a people person are you? I didn't have this in here, just that you said that.
Oh.
Because Kevin loves people.
Like
8 or 9.
Okay, yeah.
Kevin is always the one that's going to get, if you're in our youth group chat, he's the one that's like, hey guys, Mexican tonight,
Let's
6:30.
go. Always.
Anybody.
It's amazing.
And he doesn't care who shows up.
That's right.
He's down for whatever, which is another thing I love about Kevin is he's not a, respecter of persons, as the Bible says. He's friends with anybody.
Yeah.
He's not like, oh, I don't want to hang out with him or her. Like, he's like, hey,
Right.
whoever's here,
Bring it on.
let's do it.
Let's go.
So, all right, amusement park or zoo?
Amusement park.
What has been your favorite age so far?
21.
Android or iPhone?
iPhone. That's
Okay.
not even
I'm
a
sorry for
question.
you.
That's not even
Android
a
all day.
question.
All day long.
You know what? Anyway.
If you had to change your name, what would you change it to?
So Haley Veman asked
I
me
thought you were going to
that.
say Haley. I was
Oh,
like,
no.
I was like, bro.
No, she asked me this question
Okay.
on this past Sunday. And
Randomly?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Because she was
Maybe she was
preparing me for
prepping
these.
you for
she
the
was.
podcast.
She was like, hey, I'm going to grill you.
And the
I'm
first
gonna
thing that came to my
pre-grill you.
mind, like I tried to like answer as fast, and the first thing that came to my mind was Keith. I'm like, I actually kind of like
Kevin.
Keith.
Wait,
To
oh,
Keith.
really? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry. Nothing against Keith.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah,
like Keith.
simmer down. All you Keiths out there,
Well,
stop listening.
there's this joke about how there's a couple of villains, and then they're like, and then there's Keith. Keith, change your name. Nobody's scared of Keith.
Well, I
That
just
just
got to
comes to
think
mind.
about. I'm like Keith. I mean,
Okay.
I wouldn't.
Hey, I like it, Kev.
I've honestly
Both
never
okay.
really thought about changing.
Yeah.
But
You're happy
and
with
then,
your name.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, it's
no,
weird
Keith
'cause
is a good name.
I have cousins from Maryland, where I'm from, and they're twins, and their names are Keith and Kevin.
Oh.
Whoa. I mean,
so
that's
maybe
cool.
because it's
That's
kind
cool.
of it's
Yeah.
two different names, so it's not
Right.
weird. Like the names that rhyme, and you can hardly they're no different at all.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But they're close enough that you can fits with the twins.
Yeah.
Okay, big party or small gathering? And I know you like both, but
I was gonna
preferably
say,
if
you
you're
could
if
probably-
you're picking
Small
one.
gathering.
Small gathering.
What is your favorite sport to play?
Softball.
Got that. That's also what he does on a Saturday. Stale Sour Patch Kids or fresh circus peanuts?
Why would you? Circus peanuts. Why would you want something stale?
the
Anything
point
stale.
is-
Well,
is,
you know who you're
Our-
talking to over here?
our-
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, someone that likes stale popcorn.
You're right.
But our fresh circus peanuts, like to me, they're nasty. Circus peanuts are nasty. So I'd rather have stale Sour Patch Kids
Than circus
over them.
peanuts?
That's the whole thing
I
here.
don't.
I know, Jen.
I don't agree
Maybe.
with that.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to get you your circus peanuts, I guess.
Okay.
If you could be transformed into an animal, what would it be?
Lion.
Okay.
Bath or shower?
Shower.
If you could learn any language in a week, what would it be?
Spanish.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
They're both gross, but okay. What is your ideal outdoor temperature?
65 to 70.
Okay.
Nice.
Dressing up or going casual?
Casual.
Casual.
I
I'm
could
the
have
most
guessed that.
casual person out there.
Do you own a
Comfort
tux?
man.
One, and I bought it for. I had to buy it for my friend's or Paige Slayball's wedding.
Oh yeah.
So
So you're gonna. Oh, so you have it now.
I do
So
have it,
that's
yeah.
like an
perfect.
actual tux or
Oh, yeah.
like a suit coat, like
or suit coat.
suit
I don't.
coat,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool, man.
At least you're prepared.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's the first thing you notice about someone when meeting them?
Personality. Smile.
Okay.
Cool. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you at keeping secrets?
9.
Attaboy.
He's like a vault.
Can't wait to test that theory.
But yeah.
Okay. And my last two, my favorite. You already know, Kevin. Socks or bare feet to sleep?
So,
No, that sounds like an ominous answer.
No.
So,
What
up.
you got? What you got?
if you would have asked me this question 4 months ago, I would have said you're crazy sleeping with socks on because I used to hate it as a kid.
Okay.
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 So
I like where this is going.
and I
This is
know
gonna be
I know
interesting.
Jen is all about socks
With sock life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so I haven't really tried it since I was a kid.
Mhm.
Didn't like it at all when I was a kid. So I was
Yeah.
like, maybe since I'm older, I should try it out.
Yeah.
And
Yes, exactly.
I tried it out like maybe 3 months ago. And now I say I sleep with my socks on 70 to 80% of the
Get
time.
out of here.
Doesn't matter time of year.
No.
Doesn't really.
No.
Kevin.
Let's go.
Well,
Like,
chalk one up for
it's-
Jen and the
it's-
sock
it's-
people.
I'm
honest-
embarrassed how excited this makes me.
Jen's like turning red. She's like sweating.
I
A fellow sock wearer. It's like
fellow
only
sock
me,
wearer.
Kevin, and Kara. I
And
think have been
Kara.
the only guests that have been on
Well,
my side.
wasn't Greta? Greta, I think,
Some people have said they will do it when it like based on the
the
temperature.
temperature.
Which to me,
Yeah.
it doesn't. I mean, I wore them in Haiti with no AC
Oh.
at night. I couldn't
See,
sleep without
okay,
them.
so I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I got to sleep with a cold bedroom,
Yeah, exactly.
and
That's ideal.
if it's like really hot, I don't see. And like I said, I only do it like maybe 70, 80%. 2 out of 3 nights, I'm
Okay.
sleeping with socks
I mean,
on,
that's
basically.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Well, hey,
Um,
this
so
is
I
a
just- I
testament
just tried it
to
out.
being open
Yeah.
to something new and
Absolutely.
not just saying
Yeah.
It's true.
it's terrible and
Oh,
not
it's
saying
true.
I'm a serial killer and need to be in
You're-
jail.
So the first episode that came out, and you said you sleep with socks on, I was like, she is absolutely crazy.
We're right. Yeah.
And then I tried it out, and
But,
it's
yes.
not as bad as I thought.
Yes.
yeah.
I love it. Kevin, you are, what do you call those stories? A success story?
You're right.
That's what I call
You're
you.
right.
So,
Yeah.
whew, Kevin, best guess so far.
There you go. 3 out
All right.
of about 25 people. That's not bad.
Yeah, we're
I mean,
in
well,
we're
it's
in the
not great,
rare
but-
we're a rare breed, Kevin,
yeah,
but
we are.
it's good. Okay,
Right.
and then the very last one, toilet paper,
Over.
over or under. Let's
Over.
Man,
go.
brother. Over
That's
the top.
pretty universal. I just think that that's just a thing.
Yeah.
Like that just goes without saying.
Yeah, exactly.
So if
Very
I'm
true.
waiting if there's that one person that can make a valid argument for the under. I want to hear it.
I
Yeah.
will say I'm not one that changes it out if it is under. I'm
Okay.
not that,
You'll just-
but
Really? Yeah, it depends how handy it is to
Yeah.
do that. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Cool.
That's fair.
Okay, well,
Sweet.
Kevin, thank you. You did great on
Oh,
those,
man.
appreciate
and
it.
hopefully
Very
gives some
rapid.
people a little bit of insight into
Yeah.
a few of your things that
100%.
make you you. So, Derek, take it away.
Here we go, man. All right, some hard-hitting questions here for you. So,
Let's
Kevin,
go.
what is a huge dream that you have, man? What's the big, ambitious? What do you got?
So this has only come about within the last, I would say, year to a year and a half. That I love to serve,
Okay.
and when I started like really hearing about like Gospel Express and them going out to Africa,
Okay.
I was, and that's just like I said, it's only been for the last year, so I'm like, that would be really, really cool to go out there to serve for. I mean, it don't have to be like a year or so,
Sure.
just 2 or 3 weeks, just to, because I would like to just see what goes on over there, because I know like we're so fortunate here I've heard stories like they're not that well off there, and I just I would like to. I just think it would be pretty cool to go out there and just serve, and I don't know when that would be.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in God's timing, but yeah, I feel like that would be
Yeah.
be it.
Dude. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
And like a small, I guess you could say, bucket list thing would be to skydive.
There you go.
But yeah,
That's attainable, Kev.
Very.
Like I
very.
love that because both the things you're sharing are like very much things that you can do, and I always like encourage people and myself too. If I have a dream or even a bucket list item or whatever,
yeah,
figure out what it takes to make that happen.
Mhm.
And maybe it's, timing is later, maybe it's not right now, but like say, okay, what would it take for me to do this?
Mhm.
To, to go skydiving, to go to Africa or whatever that looks like.
Mhm.
What would that look like?
Yeah.
And actually like either think about it, pray about it, or both. Write it out, just things like that. And it's crazy how quickly things that we dream about can become reality
reality. Yep.
if we actually put boots to the
Yeah.
ground,
Yeah.
pen to paper, to prayer, whatever.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's awesome. Cool
Yeah.
desires.
Super cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. That's awesome. Absolutely.
So Kevin, you have a big family,
I do.
and big families can have potential for there to be, drama, tough things in relationships, getting along. There's lots of different personalities and all that kind of thing. And first of all, how many people are in your family?
So it's a total of 36, I think it is. It's 36, and we have 37 on the way now. So
37 more on the way.
no, number 30,
Y'all
number
double?
37 on the way.
All of a
Number
sudden,
30, yeah.
everyone's having a kid. So
Yeah.
that's all your extended
No.
family. So backing up, you have your mom and dad. How many siblings are there? Like your siblings, not your parents' siblings.
It's
Right.
I thought you
Your
were talking about my
siblings.
parents'
Yeah,
family.
No.
It's 9 of us total. So I have 8
Okay.
siblings. Yeah.
9 kids. And how many boys and girls?
5 boys, 4 girls.
Oh, nice.
And
Good
you
ratios.
are where in the lineup?
I am number 6.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
9 kids. I come from a family of 6 kids. Derek comes from a family of 5, and I thought that was a lot.
Yeah.
Add 3 more yet, and there's so many dynamics that come with that many
Yeah.
kids. But one thing I have noticed about your family and appreciate about it is how close you guys are and how you guys
Yeah.
fight through stuff together as a family and care about each other. So coming from that big family, how do you guys do that? And I know you're not perfect, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But speak into a little bit about how your family dynamics have been and how you create that like closeness.
Yeah.
Being
So
intentional.
yeah, like you said, it's a big family, and you hear a lot and it's sad. A lot of families they're not there together, and it's sad. But for us, it's family is a 24/7 relationship, and it's having the mindset and attitude to put others first above your own agenda and your own feelings before and be willing to give and take unless it's the right or wrong thing is what we really, and like I said, we're really blessed because it's you don't hear, and I'm not putting any praise on our family and anything,
No. You're good.
but it's, and things that would irritate you and stuff or irritate us, it's the quick to forgive and just lay it down.
Yeah.
The biblical principle the biblical principle of considering others over yourself, it just works.
Wow.
And that's it doesn't necessarily mean let others just run over you with and all that, but just be considerate. Like I said, put others above your feelings first is basically how we work in it as a family, and it's amazing. Everybody in our family is like super super close. Really really blessed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. And then when you do have those moments of conflict, because often it's in those moments where there's hurt feelings or things like that it can develop like unsafe places, and that's what can kind of take the closeness away. So whenever you guys kind of have that conflict, because there's always that, do you guys have a way you've learned to deal with it in a healthy way, or is it kind of different for different relationships?
So like we've obviously, like you said, we've had those, and basically we would call a family meeting and just talk it out.
Okay.
I mean, that's basically how we go about it. And if you don't agree on certain things, that's basically what we normally do. We just, hey, let's sit down, let's talk about it, and let's just, like I said, be quick to forgive and move on. So yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Good.
I love that
Being
because
honest.
it's I think the biggest thing, at least for me and my family, that I've had to work on is, it's one thing when you're honest and you share something, and then if you feel like what you're sharing is not heard or not cared about, then your tendency to want to share more goes away, and you're like, well, if that's the response I get, or if I feel like
Why would
they
I?
didn't try to understand me, or they didn't validate what I was feeling, or they tried to say why what I was like to defend themselves or whatever, then it kind of closes you off, and you're like, I don't want to share anymore. I don't feel safe there, and so then you just kind of block yourselves off to protect yourselves, and that really takes away from the closeness.
One thing I will say, like, it never, if you have one of those like family conflict, it's never good to keep it in. That's why we're like really quick to like, let's sit down and talk about it, because the longer we keep it in, the more and more it just builds
Yeah,
up.
it festers.
Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
so
then there's
that's
a bomb that goes
oh,
off.
yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
so yeah, that's
And when
basically
you got a 6'6" bomb going off, stuff happens.
I'm like, I
Furniture
would
flies.
probably let Kevin win every argument if he was in my family. Like, you win.
you
It's
win.
fine.
You know
I
what?
was the biggest person in my family, so I won every argument.
So I won every argument. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
so yeah,
that's
that's
cool.
yeah.
Cool.
That's
I love that. Being honest, sharing
Yeah.
things with each other, the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Because the more that you can share with somebody and it's hard stuff and you're vulnerable with
Oh, yeah.
them and you guys care about each other's hearts, then you get closer. And then next time you build that closeness
Yeah.
more and more.
yeah.
And then you just know when things come up, like you've built that trust and you can just go.
And yeah, like you like I said, you'll have those, and even though it's like really hard to there's some hard situations that when you have those conversations, but in the end, after you have that and get it off your chest, the relationship and your family bond just grows tremendously because
Yeah.
like you did that. You sat down, talked it out, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Love it.
yeah.
That's great, man.
Well, and I love
That's
your
great
family
advice.
too. Like
Yeah.
I don't know all
Yeah.
of them. I didn't even know you had 9. But I just of the siblings that I do know, so much appreciation for the genuineness
Yeah.
of you
Yes.
guys. Like you guys are not trying to be somebody you're not. You
Yeah.
are
Right.
just so real.
Right.
And if you keep it real like that with each other,
Yeah.
it makes sense how there's that closeness. So
Yeah. Yep.
cool.
That's great.
Thanks for sharing that, Kevin.
Absolutely.
Love it, Kev. Thanks for the insight there, man.
Yeah.
Great. So, Kevin, what is a skill, hobby, or interest you have that people might not know about you?
Well, I mean, I guess y'all heard people that do know me know this, but y'all have heard that twice I said it here. I've always been like big into sports, any kind of sports. I love. I've never played football. For as big as I am, I probably should have.
I got you.
I've always played baseball, and now that when I
Did you play
graduated,
baseball in school, like in high school?
yeah, I played
Little
baseball from when I was like 7 all the way through high school.
Okay.
Wow.
So baseball was my life. And moving on from high school, I went probably 3 years with not playing much of anything. And then my brother Pat introduced me to softball. And like softball it's what baseball was growing up to me right now because
Sure.
I'm not one to like just sit around and do nothing on a Saturday or anything. So when the weekend comes and I have nothing planned, it's just softball is what I go do. And yeah, I love doing it. We are, pretty good at it too. I'm not trying to toot my own.
You're not.
I'm
you're
not trying to toot my own
hey,
horn.
Facts,
but
Facts don't
are
lie.
facts.
Yeah.
Facts
Yeah.
are facts.
Well,
It
didn't
ain't
y'all
bragging
just-
if it's true.
What did you just win? Didn't you just win the last tournament or something you guys played or league or I see multiple pictures
Oh
of
yeah,
you on
yeah,
Facebook
yeah.
with
Oh,
the
like,
championship.
Not the last
Yeah.
tournament. We've won several league. Like honestly, right now we're currently in 2 different leagues right
Okay.
now. And yeah, we won the one in green. Yeah, we just recently won
Okay.
won a league, and
When there's
it's
so
many.
many wins, it's hard to keep track of.
Kevin's
it's-
like,
it's
You're
been
like,
a-
when was our
another
last
trophy.
I will
dub?
say it's been
Yeah.
a little bit since we won a tournament. We've
Okay.
come in like second and third, which that's not terrible. I mean, you can't be.
I mean, that's good. It
some
is.
of those tournaments they have like 40 teams.
Oh wow.
So if you have
Right.
you come in second or third, that's you can't complain about
It's top
that.
tier.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. We normally try to play in the biggest tournaments that we can. So we've played in tournaments where you can they pay for your trip out to Panama City, Florida.
Bruh.
We haven't gotten lucky enough to win win any of those tournaments.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a
Dude.
lot of fun.
Those like when it comes to like the worlds of softball and stuff like that, and you hear like it's insane.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a whole other level like
Yeah.
of commitment, and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I can't even hit a softball. But it's fine. Maybe the youth should do a softball
we
night.
should do a softball.
Hey,
we have a ball
should.
diamond.
We
behind-
have a softball
we
field in
do.
the
What are we
backyard
doing,
of
Jen?
a
That's a great
church.
idea.
Kevin, you'd have to coach because if you're on the field, we are gonna die.
No, we
can do that.
You're right. No, I want Kevin to play. I want the big dogs out there.
I can coach and play.
Yeah, there you go.
Multitask.
You're right.
I play like one time a year, and that's at Prairie Camp in Goshen,
Okay,
Indiana.
yeah.
I'm a big fan of it. I
Yeah.
just like don't play it often.
I
at all,
got you.
but
Yeah.
it's fun.
Well, yeah. Even though it's like it's underhand softball, but it's just like anything. You got to put in the work and practice to stay good at it.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
uh,
Right.
and that takes a commitment too. But
Yes.
yeah,
Correct.
100%.
Cool, man.
yeah.
Like it.
Okay.
All righty.
Well, Kevin, how do you feel about romance?
Please say you're like a real big fan of it.
I mean,
Are you just
Okay,
Love
yeah,
you hitting you
yeah.
with the real questions.
yeah.
And Kevin's like, I'm just
As
not
far
going to
as
say anything
like you
right
talking
now.
about pickup lines,
Oh, we didn't ask
Why
that. We
would
didn't say
you
anything
be-
about that.
why
Kevin,
would you
why
ask
would you
that?
assume?
oh, okay.
Don't assume, Kevin.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, me and my segues into this segment. Always trying to do something new.
No,
Yeah.
it's good. Keep it fresh.
But I mean, I think we could all say we want a little romance in
Oh,
our
yeah.
lives. You know,
Oh, yeah.
you're
For sure.
How old are you again?
I'm 24.
24, single guy.
24.
Yep.
And
Eligible.
yeah,
Very.
and we are. Oh, we're a fan of pickup lines here.
Oh, 100%.
I forgot what we're a fan of. And so, as you know, we do a few of them on the podcast.
Yeah.
And so we really want to get your input because you're in that realm of, you know, what's going to work out
Yeah.
there when you're
Right.
out in the world doing your
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
So we're going to hit you with a few. And if you have any, you're welcome to share as well.
Right.
So be thinking on that. So we're going to rate these scale of 1 to 10. So just keep that in mind. So I guess I'm going to say,
I really like this
Let's
first
go.
I
one.
guess I'm
Jen.
going to say these to you,
This one's
Kevin,
simple,
but
but
it's,
it's good.
just for the effect.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Okay. Kevin, do you have a shovel? Because I'm really digging you.
Oh.
I like it. Isn't it? I like it too. I mean, it's simple. It's like, and it's so like you don't expect
It's kind
it.
of
Yeah.
dark.
You know what I'm
it's like I
saying?
feel like we're
Dark.
Digging a
digging
hole,
digging a grave.
Ugh, Jen, what have you been watching?
I didn't
Jen?
think of that.
I didn't
but-
either. I mean, I
I mean, I
Maybe
kind of
that
like
Well,
wasn't
and
the
then if
first
it's
thing my
like
mind
no,
went to.
it'd be like no, never mind. It was like in case it doesn't work, you have to say no. You have to dig the grave of your love or something. Like it didn't work.
Yeah, you're right. I kind of like it.
I like it too.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
What
What
would
are
you
you
rate that
feeling?
one?
You'd give that?
I mean, I've heard better.
Sure.
I would
Yeah,
give
but
it
don't
a
give it a 10. We can't be
6
going
or 7.
crazy.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
give it a 6 or a 7.
Okay, we like above average.
Yeah.
I give it a 7.
I think I'm on the 7 train.
Yeah.
7.5. I think it's solid. It's clever.
All right, and Derek to Kevin.
Oh man, got
really
a little
coming up.
scriptural one here for you, Kev.
okay.
So
Let's go.
All right, man, you're just like water, except Jesus turned you into fine.
Instead of wine.
Oh,
Get it?
I thought you were about.
Sorry.
I
Let's
feel
ex-
like my delivery
let's
wasn't the
explain
greatest
this
at
to
all.
Kevin.
I thought you were about to say fine wine.
Oh, well,
Well,
you
that
could
too.
do that too. Exactly. It's supposed to like rhyme.
Yeah.
You're just like
Jesus
water.
turned you
except
into
Jesus
fine.
turned you
Into fine instead of wine.
I know.
Okay.
Like when you read it, it almost makes more sense when you say
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
You're
I
right.
was kind of confused because I thought
Yeah.
I
you
know.
were.
I
didn't
saw
know
your
I didn't
face.
think you were done.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were like,
and
keep going.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
It's,
right.
it's clever.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It is. I know.
I don't know though.
Probably not shovel. Same
Yeah.
as a shovel
no,
though.
I would give that 5.5.
Okay, whew,
me.
barely going above the average mark.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone called me fine, 8,
You're big on the fine, Jen.
Sheesh.
because that to me is like right
It's
now
not
anyway
just
in the
hot.
day and age. Oh, hot is terrible.
Okay.
That's a little more degrading
yeah,
or like
yeah.
But if you're fine,
If you're fine,
I like that.
ooh,
I like
okay.
that.
Fine. Okay, I'll give it like a 6. That's solid.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
all right, Kevin. Last one that we got for you today, and it goes a little something like
Okay.
this.
You might like this one.
You really are a fisher of men, and baby, you just reeled me in.
Oh.
Those in the baby in there.
Yeah.
Oh, a little pet name in
Dude.
there.
I was trying
Okay,
not
so
to
I'm
get
not
too
big-
sultry
I've
with that
never-
because
I
I
know.
could really take that where I wanted to
I've
go.
You really
never,
could.
I've never tried pickup lines or anything, but that
I don't know, man.
That-
Might need to
You
add
might
that
need
one
to
to the tool
start.
belt.
That's-
Put that in the hip pocket.
I like
for
that.
a rainy day.
I like that.
Yeah, which you are a fisher of men. You reeled me in. I was like, who's doing the reeling
I
here?
know,
I was a
you're
little
right,
confused,
you're
but that is right. It makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Kev, what
Yep.
you giving that?
I'd give that a solid 8.
Okay.
Let's go.
Solid 8.
We
think
haven't had a rating from a guest that high in a while
It-
because we've
yeah.
been failing.
Yeah.
I would go ahead, Derek. What do you give it?
Yeah, I'll 7.5.
Save the best for last.
There
on
you
that
go.
one.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
I'd give it
right.
I'd probably give it a 8 as well. It's
Okay.
fun to say,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah,
like I
you're
kind of want
right.
to say it to someone again later.
I
Anyway,
would,
but
I would.
Kevin, maybe you could be one of the first people that actually use these and see where it
I don't
goes.
know.
We're waiting for our first success story, Kev.
100%.
Still haven't gotten any.
No, well, but we've
Not
only
that
been
we
going
know
for.
about.
We haven't even been going a year yet, so it's
That's
like most
true,
marriages.
yeah.
It's gonna take a little bit.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
know, yeah. So
Okay, do you have any, Kev?
Yeah,
that you
I
wanted
do
to share?
not.
Okay.
I
That's
do
fair.
not.
Okay. Well, that's all right. It can be it's kind of tough.
It
I'm
is.
not. I'm not one to come up with one or with pickup lines anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
Kevin's
you're
too
right.
mature for those
I know.
childish
He's
things.
like, I just let my game be my game. I don't need any
Okay,
clever pickup
okay.
He's
lines.
like, look at me.
Yeah,
Do I
yeah.
need
Don't
to pick
get
up
ahead
Are
line?
you kidding me?
No.
Pickup lines for me?
Don't get
I
ahead
am
of
the pickup
yourself
line.
there, Derek.
Oh, come on now.
Okay.
That's awesome. Yep.
Thanks, Kev, for
Absolutely.
rolling with that. Those are sometimes people are like really uncomfortable, but
Yeah.
I think they're fun. You just,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
They gotta
it's
have
fun to
fun.
laugh
You
at
just
them.
got to have fun with it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Okay. Kev, what is something that you would say you are passionate about?
So I guess you can, this will go along with that question, but it's people and just being there for whoever and whoever it is, whether it's your best friend or just a total stranger, and it's really been that way for me for the last it's only been like 2 or 3 years where that's really been a passion of mine because uh, you never know what someone's going through, and if you're there to, whether they want to talk with someone and you're just there to listen,
yeah.
you never know what they can get out of that. That's for me anyhow. And what I've walked through, because I went through that a little bit in my life where I felt like I needed to talk to someone or someone to just listen to me, and I didn't have it. And thankfully I got through that and all that stuff. Now that I'm a little bit older, 24, but
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just being there for whoever, whatever they're going through, because you never know. Like I said, just them just being there for them to just open up their heart to you, and just listen and just be an encouragement to them. That's basically
Showing people you care.
yeah.
I think you're so right, Kevin, because I think it's so often thoughts pop in our mind like, oh, I should ask this person how they're really doing.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to dismiss because it's so easy to stay on that fun surfacey
Yeah.
level. Like it's hard to go down and ask the deep questions. Like I said hi to somebody the other day and I was like, hey, how you doing? She's like, oh, doing okay.
Yeah.
And it was enough where I was like, I should probably ask a follow-up question.
Yeah.
And at the time, it wasn't really like the appropriate setting, I guess. But I was like, why would I not be intentional even later on? Just say, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, what do you need?
And it's like you're saying, like just asking someone how they're, whether it's a total stranger, how their day is going.
Yeah.
You never know because I've like with delivering sheds now, I've so many times just I get done setting up the building in the customer's backyard, and I ask them, I'm like, when I show up, I'm like, how's your day going? And as I'm setting up the building, they just start opening up to me. And I'm
You're
like,
like a counselor. Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't necessarily. I mean, I'm setting up your building. I didn't necessarily
Right.
know
Ask
that.
you for your life
Ask you for your life story,
Right.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I was just asking them that simple question of how their day's going, and then
Yep.
they just open up to it. And I've had more times than I can count. I setting up a building. At the end of it, I ask them, "Can I pray for you?" And I just there's been times where after the prayer and all, they're just weeping and they like really thank me because there's been times where they've even given me their personal phone number so we can stay in contact.
wow.
Dude, that's amazing. Yeah, for
Because
sure.
like I said, you never know what they're going through, and they just need someone to talk to and just sit there and listen.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah, and sometimes we wonder, we're like, wait, why are they opening up to me? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even ask them. Sometimes you don't even ask them anything, but how's their day? Maybe it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like you gave them a huge opening. But something I've seen over the years in people is if God has placed something on their life that they have a passion for people or they have a heart for them and they're open to caring, there's often something that people can sense when they're with you.
Yes.
And also the other thing to always remember is when you are in a place as a believer, you automatically carry the Holy Spirit with you. So when you're in that presence, there's in a space where someone else is, you bring the Holy Spirit there. And that is what can work and they can sense in you. And then it's crazy how people there's something safe about that and welcoming and open. And so those, and when God gives a gift to somebody of caring for people and being empathetic, being sympathetic, having a kind heart, often he brings those
Showing
opportunities.
people they have value too.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and you do
right.
great with
Yeah.
that. Like I said
Yes.
before, like you do not, it doesn't matter who
Mm-hmm.
the person is. You always make them feel
Yeah.
valued. You
Yeah.
treat everyone the same. You include everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, like the people you know feel that and can open up to you, but
Mhm.
also that trickles out into people
Mhm.
that you haven't even met.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And so I love to hear you say that that's a passion you have as people, because I see you gifted in
Mhm.
that. And when you are passionate and gifted and anointed in something,
Mm-hmm.
man, like
Yeah.
fire.
Just flows. Yeah.
100%. So
Right. Right.
yeah, and you're using that now. Like you're never, you're only 24, so you're young. And some people are like, well, I'll wait. Like whenever I get to be a certain age is when I'll start ministry or
Yeah.
I'll start going places and doing things. It's like you're doing ministry every day when
Yeah.
you drop
Right.
those barns off.
Right.
And you're connecting with people and ministering to them
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, you never know, like, whether it's whatever job you're doing, you never know, like, how much you can impact people's life
Yes.
with
A
what
short.
what you're doing. Like,
Mhm.
yeah. So that's, like I said, that's really big for me. Just show people that you care and that they're valued. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah. Keep doing that, Kev.
There's a real art to listening, like listening not just to respond, but to understand.
Yeah.
Like that's a real skill. I'm trying to learn that. Like a lot of times people don't, if they want advice, they'll ask for it. And mainly they just want to be heard out. And a lot of times they know the answer already, but sometimes it's just you asking them questions about things that gets them to help figure it out. That's amazing. That's awesome. Yes, yes.
All right. And also, next question for you, Kev. What do you have any advice or wisdom that you wish you had heard sooner?
yeah, so I thought long and hard about this one because yeah, it's a lot. There was a lot of stuff, a lot of things that I wish I would have heard sooner. But one
Okay.
that really stuck out to me the most was to not believe what others think of you and believe what God says about you. That's something, like I said, and this is all this stuff that I'm saying is stuff that I've walked through, and that's something that I struggled with for so long, is like self-confidence and I believed in what others said about me, but never really took to heart of what God said. You're a child. God designed you in His own image, and you don't need to take what others say about you, because that's a lie from the devil. Believe, yeah, like I said, it's what I walked through. Just believe in what, and that took someone from my community in Georgia, where I moved from, where I'm originally from, telling me that.
Yeah.
Because I was always, like I said, and they seen it. They seen that I wasn't true to myself.
Gotcha.
And I wasn't who they seen that I was believing what they were telling me, and basically not walking in my identity.
Yeah. Right. Right.
And yeah, so that's
Wow. That's a good
Yeah.
word.
That is a
It's a
word
very
that
good word.
everyone needs to hear. And I feel like it's being talked about more and more, which I love, because when you know who you are, when you know who you are in Christ, who He says you are, the things that you can walk in, the things that you can actually let go of, that you feel like are holding you back, that you think it's this huge thing that you're going to need years of counseling for and all this stuff. It's crazy how when you actually say, okay, God, I believe who you say I am.
Yeah.
It is wild.
Yeah.
How much so many of those other things kind of fade away, and you just walk in your calling of who God's called you to be.
Like for one instance, I love to worship. Worship is at a youth camp, anything, church, worship is so, like, I am so passionate about worship. And when I was younger, like, I wanted deep down, and I wanted to express, like, I wanted to worship my King, my Father.
Sure.
But I always, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, these people, because I grew up in a more conservative church, and you didn't do that in a conservative church.
I gotcha.
And I always thought, like, what are these people? What will these people think if I raise my hand and all that stuff?
Yeah.
But God showed me it's like, it's not what people think about you. It's worship, and that is between me and you. So yeah, that's
Wow. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good, Kev. I think a lot of us have come from some of that, and not everybody.
Yeah.
but I think a lot of us have, and it's kind of it's a process.
and don't get me wrong,
journey.
I'm not bashing any kind
No.
of church.
No, no, no,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
But honestly, the fear of men, we're told not to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
We're told to get rid of that, and so for us to be okay with that, even in worship at church, is really like an actual issue. And I'm there. Oh, trust me. But like I've been tried to be intentional with working on it. Like God, if I'm just focusing on me and you, like I got to be obedient to what's going on inside. And I don't always, but it's if you're intentional with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yep.
Definitely. Thanks for sharing, Kev.
Love it, Kev.
Appreciate that.
It's great, man. Well, Kevin,
What we got next?
you got some hot takes for us, man?
Oh, do
we're
I
we're
ever.
hyping up the hot takes,
Do
baby.
I ever?
Let's
I feel
go.
like Kevin's a very controversial person in the sense that he enjoys it, but is not actually mean about it.
Yeah.
Oh
You know,
no, Kevin can't be mean.
Like, and
but
it's-
he can be passionate.
Yeah.
he can be passionate.
But yeah.
So, yeah.
Bro, well, you told me the other day you have like a couple of them.
I have 3 of them.
I'm ready. Let's
have 3 of
stink and go.
Okay.
Let's stink and go, Kevin.
So
what you got?
First one. Well, I'm trying to. Should I save the best for last or just
Yeah.
go and get it out?
I mean, how do you know what the best is? It really depends on what we respond.
You're
What
right.
other people would think is the biggest hot take.
Okay, last.
Okay, do that
Save it
last,
for last.
for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the first one: peanut butter.
Kevin, what are you about to say
Hot
right
take. Just
No,
peanut butter.
no.
Peanut butter.
Crunchy peanut butter is better
Oh,
than
no.
smooth.
Oh
100%
man. Oh, that's bogus.
That's like
Absolutely.
putting rocks in your
ludicrousy.
peanut butter.
No, it is not,
Bro,
dude.
why would you that smooth goodness? That smoothie creamy
Well,
goodness?
okay, why do you what do you like
It
about it?
adds texture to whatever
To
you're
what's
eating.
sup-
I don't want
to a
texture in
thing
my
that's
PB&J,
supposed
man.
to be
PB&J, crunchy peanut butter on a PB&J
Oh,
is literally
no,
the best ever.
No.
That's nasty.
On
No.
pancakes?
No.
Bro.
Now, see,
That's
okay,
like putting
on pancakes,
raisins in a cookie. It just ruins it.
Okay.
true.
No, not really. I mean,
Yeah.
I love raisins.
Really?
well,
do you really?
oh,
that's
yeah.
bummer for
I ain't a
you.
fan. But that's more from the flavor and the texture. Like, that's just weird. Why
Like,
would you
it's
do that?
literally the best. Like, it adds.
Really?
I'm a big texture guy.
Okay.
And
Okay.
when I put,
Big
Big
texture guy.
like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like so
Yeah.
good.
On like on a
I cannot-
pancake, maybe, but like on PB&J,
No,
I want that smooth
not even a pancake.
goodness.
Like if I love peanut butter on my pancakes. If I would have the choice of no peanut butter or crunchy, I would do
would
no.
you go no,
I
Jen?
couldn't have
Really?
it.
Really?
I don't want to be eating. I don't want to be crunching into my soft pancake with syrup.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do kind of. I'm
Anyway,
kind of with you on the
You're,
on
you're
the
cra- At least you wear
pancake.
Yeah.
socks to bed. At least you got that going for you.
You're
Like-
right.
My boy Eugene comes to mind, your brother.
Yeah, yeah.
He's all about these Uncrustables or whatever
Oh,
they're
bro.
called from the.
Game
If
changer.
they would just have.
Crunchy peanut butter.
Crunchy
but then
peanut
they wouldn't
butter?
sell any, Kev. So
Well,
except for
I'll-
you.
To me, I would. I'd buy
You
the
want
whole
Kevin
crunchy
Yoder.
peanut butter? And we actually have Eugene in the studio audience right
Oh,
now.
I
We
didn't
actually
even know
do.
he's back
Yeah,
there.
he walked in. He walked in. So,
Okay.
And he
you know,
does not agree.
gives
You're
us
saying
thumbs down.
crunchy peanut butter in Uncrustables would be good?
Absolutely.
Oh,
No.
Or-
There's a reason they haven't
Absolutely.
done it. There's a reason nobody wants it except for you.
Well,
okay, that's interesting. We're gonna for sure do a poll about
Well,
that.
I think so too.
yeah,
that
absolutely.
needs to be a poll. That'll be interesting. Maybe there's more out there than we know, Jen.
The crunchy peanut butter gang.
Crunchy peanut butter gang.
I mean, if you ask if people from my hometown
Yeah.
or where I'm originally from, Georgia,
Is it a Georgia thing?
it may be.
It's that
I know
Southern thing.
they would agree with me.
That's probably
gotcha.
because how do they eat it though with not having much teeth? Are those the people?
Yay.
Jen,
I feel
shots
like they would
fired.
really need the creamy peanut butter. Sorry, I was actually thinking West
Jen.
Virginia when you said Georgia. But I still
There-
feel like it applies.
Oh, that's really
Anyway.
funny. All of Georgia's gonna be outraged. Hold it.
We lose our entire fan base in
Yeah.
Georgia.
Right. We use
It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
All right.
So
What
the
you got next,
second
dude?
one, it's coffee related.
Oh boy.
Starbucks is way overrated and Dunkin's just better.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. That goes without saying.
I figured.
Oh.
I figured
I'm
like
with you on that.
I
Okay.
figured that would more people would maybe, but there's some out there that thinks that Starbucks is.
Oh, a lot of people do.
Well-
What do you like it?
Honestly, like I'm gonna go to Dunkin' probably before Starbucks, but I wouldn't say that Dunkin's coffee is like superior. I don't like either really that much. Like
Dunkin' is cheaper
It
and
is.
gives
like
bigger portions.
Yeah,
They
that's
do.
what I'm saying.
Bigger
Like
cups.
They
Starbucks,
do.
I think it's just because of their name.
it is.
Like
it's a brand
they are
name
so
thing.
overpriced.
Well, they've branded well. They've
Yeah.
done a good job
They
of that.
have. They have.
But yeah, that's just.
I agree. I know. I'm with you on that. I think we're
Yeah,
both
I kind of
on
want to do. I'm gonna do a poll on that too because I want to know where our fans
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah. yeah, that's
okay.
That for some
Now-
people that's going to be hot because
Yeah.
they like their Starbies.
So
yeah.
I have a question with that. This is going a completely, kind of a different direction
Okay.
with this. But okay, so Starbucks was very open about supporting their employees to go get abortions. Like they
Yeah,
were going to be
yeah.
like, "Hey,
Mhm.
we're going to pay for you to go get abortions."
Yeah.
They were very out front about it. And so for me, I was like, honestly, I was like, you know what? Obviously there's probably other companies that do that as well, but they're just like they don't flaunt it in your face, and
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that one is better than the other. Don't get me wrong, but I have kind of like been like, I'm probably not going to go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not like I never will again, but I'm actually going to be intentional kind of not to. And I'm like, I don't know. Certain people would say, well, Derek, if you're going to do that, you got to do everybody. And I'm like, I don't know that I necessarily agree with that, but I was just curious if you guys, where would you stand on something like that? Someone that's just out front with something so...
I haven't really ever really. I knew they did that, but
Yeah.
I never really honestly thought about it. Maybe I should think about it more, but
I'm just raising
I
the
have.
question.
yeah.
Okay, Jen, what's your take?
So, well, I get my question on that. And this is a can of worms we maybe don't want to even get into, but when there are so many businesses, corporations, people, whatever, that support things I do not support. And then there's a lot of people that would say, well, you can't go to Starbucks because of that. You can't go to Target. What was the thing with Target a while back where they were
was
doing
it the
something?
bathroom thing?
It was the
where-
bathroom,
They were
yeah.
doing
I think it was
neutral
the
gender bathrooms or something.
neutral
So
bathroom
my
and the
brother,
bathrooms.
hope he doesn't mind I say this, he doesn't go to Target
Okay.
ever. Still don't. He won't ever go in there.
I mean,
It's just a stand he's taken, just
Yeah,
whatever, which I
absolutely.
don't think he even likes Target that much, so that's okay. But he just, for himself, and I'm fine if you have reasons you don't want to, but I guess my question is, what is the value that it brings to not go to the, like, is it making a difference other than to yourself? Is there anything that you're accomplishing by doing that or not going to a place like that? What is the purpose? Because sometimes people are like, yeah, I don't go there because of that. And I'm like, is there anything positive coming out of you making that choice that's making any difference? Or is it just you griping on something and you're not doing anything about it? So I'm a little bit hesitant, like, to unless the Lord is like convicting me to not go somewhere,
Yeah.
then I won't. But
sure.
if you live by those rules of I will not support any business that supports things that I'm against, we would not go into any place of business
Right.
except Chick-fil-A.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
You're right.
or
You're right.
you know, so that's where I just
I know.
and that's something maybe we can talk about sometime. But
Yeah.
I'm just interested. Some stuff has to have a purpose. So many Christians they're always like, oh, I'm against that. I'm against that. And it's like, well, what are you for that is benefiting the world around you by
Yeah.
you making these choices?
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
What would you say, Kev?
It's like you said. I'm kind of in agreement because like there's so many companies out there or something like that they have these rules, and if you truly dig deep, they probably all have they probably all support things
Something
that
we don't agree with.
yeah
Correct.
In some way or another. Yeah.
So I guess that's what you just said. That's
I don't know. It's interesting. I want to learn about those things, and I just am very careful to just not do things or go places and be all like complaining about, well, I can't believe they're doing that. So I'm not, because there are things I'm very against, and I'm like, man, I don't love that. That's what Starbucks is doing. Or that's what Target is doing. It's not what I believe.
Right.
But also, is there anything good happening from me not going there? And I'm like, hey, they got a good deal on, a leather jacket. I'm going to go buy that.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like, I'm not saying I believe I can go to a place like that and do what I need to do and not be saying, oh, I'm supporting everything you support because I'm shopping
because
in
they're
your store.
because they're saying that, it doesn't mean you shopping there. That doesn't mean that you support that.
And some people would disagree.
Some people would.
Some
people would disagree.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So, anyway.
I don't know. I kind of have mixed feelings, but I don't like the argument of like, well, then you have to do that for everything, so I'm not going to stand for anything. I don't like that argument at all. Like, it's like, if I have like principles that I stand on that I believe in, like, I need to be willing to take action and actually change my habits and my behaviors in order, like, it's not like, oh, they're going to go under because of me, or like, it's not to stick it to them, but it's like, okay, I'm also showing what I do support then if I don't go to one place, but I go to another.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm like, I really don't like the argument of like, okay, well, then you have to look at every company you're going to do. But I'm like, no, I don't. But I feel like I can stand on this and do it with a good attitude, not like oh, look at me, I'm so holy.
Yeah.
That's not what it is at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of where I would be at. And it feels like the abortion thing too is it's a greater issue.
Yeah.
Like it carries more weight than I think other issues. Like, oh wow, they support organizations that do this or that aren't Christian or that don't stand for Christian values. Like I get it, that's important, but it's like this is probably the biggest thing as Christians and as believers in our day that the biggest evil that there is almost out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. So I'm like, I feel like we should don't do it because I'm saying it. Don't do it because we're talking about it. Do it like if you sense God.
Oh, be mindful of the Holy Spirit.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah. Exactly.
and be obedient. And if someone comes and says, "Hey, I'm doing this because personal conviction. God's told me to do it," I support that.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
And
For
that's
sure.
where I think we all need to be mindful of what He's telling us. So
Right. Good.
Whew.
Oh wow, that was unexpected.
something,
I
but
have one more.
oh yeah, final best for last.
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
So we all hear Chick-fil-A. Yeah, Chick-fil-A is good, all that good stuff. And their chicken sandwich it's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's one out there that it's better, and that's Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Dude,
Really?
someone else had that. Didn't they?
I
Like that they
don't
also
know.
thought the same
I
thing.
think
Or did
so. Oh, was it Nelson Painter?
Oh,
Did he talk about
Okay.
that,
was-
or did
I
he talk
thought-
about it in church?
I think he
It was
talked about it on the
spoken
podcast.
over the pulpit.
I think so
Nelson
too.
Painter was about the Chipotle Bowl.
Yeah, he was about Chipotle. I was about to throw hands.
I'm
at
pretty
Nelson
sure
Painter. I was
that
about to
someone said
absolutely
it at
tackle that
church.
man.
I think
that
it was at
Popeyes
church,
is-
and
I think it also was at church. You're correct. 'Cause
Nelson
actually-
said it at church.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he did.
Yeah. Oh, he did.
That's what
and
he
it got
did.
a rise out of people. Oh, yeah.
and Little Byler too, I think.
Oh,
Okay.
Is it?
But yeah, it's just better than Chick-fil-A's.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I've had it, and I don't know. I can't say either one's a winner, but
Honestly, I eat anything.
Jen, if it's food,
I could
I'm
care
in.
less. I had a McChicken from McDonald's yesterday that just hit the spot. So.
Honestly, I would take a McChicken over a Popeyes and a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Oh,
Call me
okay.
crazy.
Okay, hold
are we
up.
high-fiving?
Whoa,
I didn't-
time out. Time
I
out.
don't even know what you said.
Yeah,
Over-
you didn't know what I said.
Over
Jen,
Popeyes and
what'd you say?
Chick-fil-A?
I
What
would
would you
take
take?
I would take a McChicken over a Chick-fil-A sandwich and a
Oh,
Popeyes
I
sandwich.
mean, depends on the day.
Like no, anytime.
I mean,
the Chick-fil-A
a McChicken from McDonald's is amazing. That's what
it's a goated flavor.
Yeah,
It's
that's
goated
what I
flavor.
grew up on.
Absolutely.
But
good.
putting it over Chick-fil-A or Popeyes, I don't know about that.
I would. I'm not saying every time, but 90.
That's a hot take.
Probably, yeah, that it might be a hot take. Yeah. Anyway, I also
Cool.
eat the Filet-O-Fish at McDonald's.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I
maybe
do
I'll
too.
take.
That is busting
My
through.
guy.
Guys, Derek has zero. You both are retarded.
Let's go, Jen.
The Filet-O-Fish-
This is your fellow sock
Hey,
lover.
make
Why you
it-
go
hey,
insult the man?
fish from
Make it
McDonald's.
a
Double.
double extra tartar sauce.
Oh, see,
Guys.
I'm no tartar add mayo. That's me.
Really,
but, yeah, the
Derek?
tartar,
Guys,
Okay.
tartar
eating
didn't
a
do it.
Filet-O-Fish at McDonald's is
Oh,
like
it's
eating a
great.
steak from Wendy's. Like
No.
that is not
No.
the place where you
Jen,
get
it's
fish.
pure Alaskan cod.
It is.
Don't hate.
It's pure Alaskan nothing.
cod. People, you can't fake
Is that
fish.
proven?
That's my argument. I know my brothers laugh at me. They make fun of me, but I'm like,
Derek
hey,
also sits at home
What
and
are you gonna
eats
say?
hot dogs
Oh.
off a plate. Like
I
a
seen that.
I know, dude. Here, you want to hear this? This is gonna blow your
Go
mind even
for
more.
it. Go
so what
for
I'll
it.
do, I'll get. There's 8 in a pack. I'll get 4 out. I'll eat 1 cold, warm up 3.
Oh my.
Boom. There's dinner.
Why?
Okay. If anybody ever gives me hash about eating stale popcorn while Derek is eating a raw hot dog.
What's wrong with that?
We
They're
are-
cooked.
It's
Guys,
not raw.
Well,
It's just
not.
cold.
It's just cold.
Oh, but that's,
See?
that's so gross.
Oh, it's delicious.
That
It's
is
amazing.
I don't know if I could
nasty.
do it.
Can't love it
but-
till you try it. It's
Yeah,
the Derek diet.
That's.
Get
Oh,
on
I'm a
it.
firm believer in don't knock it till you try it.
Thank you, Kevin. You're
I
right.
am a firm
Okay,
believer.
well,
Because you
try
guys
it.
have some wild stuff that you guys eat
We
too.
do. My
You really
my
do.
family is a little interesting
Yeah,
on
they
the stuff
are.
we eat.
Yeah, which real quick hot take for me is I saw you doing this at gym night and
Oh,
I was
boy.
like
Oh boy.
mayonnaise and ketchup, which I know is
On
called
what?
mayo chup now, which is
Oh.
ridiculous, but mixing that together and dipping a hot dog in it.
Oh, okay.
Not just a hot dog.
That sounds
Dip
great.
anything in it.
That
French
sounds good.
fries,
I could do that.
So gross.
chicken
Jen,
tenders,
what's wrong with
literally
that?
anything.
That is
Yeah,
nasty.
mayo and ketchup. What's wrong with that?
Nasty.
Do you put
on,
mayo and
Jen.
ketchup on your hot dogs?
No.
Oh,
I
See,
don't eat
wouldn't
ketchup
put mayo
at
on
all.
my hot dog.
I
but
don't
like
put
a
mayonnaise on my
mixture,
hot
maybe.
dog.
Yeah, mayonnaise on a
Why?
hot dog would be awkward.
Mayonnaise on a hot dog.
Really?
absolutely.
Really? Ugh.
I'm stressed.
Well, I'm
The
sorry.
only
We live life
no,
very differently.
I'm kidding. So I, at the end of the day, everybody eat what you want to eat as long as you're,
Yes.
You're
fine
right.
and healthy.
Yeah.
It's totally
Yeah,
good.
just-
I'll
But
try
those
about
are-
anything once.
Do
Those are
you?
just
I will.
opinions. I'm
Do
like, no,
you?
thank you for that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whew. All
Man,
right,
that
guys.
was a good segment.
There's a lot
Jen.
going on.
I
Kev, way to
really
come
like-
with bullets in the arsenal. What do you call that?
Yeah.
Bullets in the chamber.
Bullets in the
and,
chamber. Yeah.
guns in the arsenal.
You're
That's what I'm talking
Chamber
about.
full? I don't know. You're quiverful? I don't know.
Oh, Derek.
Whoa, yeah,
That's children.
I know. I was just trying to make analogies.
Okay.
Anyway,
Whew. All right, thanks, Kev.
Heading down the home
Absolutely.
stretch here, Kev.
Yes.
We're galloping home
Let's
here,
go.
man. So, Kevin, what has been a staple or key in your spiritual walk with the Lord that has helped you grow the most?
This is another one that I thought long and hard about. But honestly, for me, it was trusting in God and moving from place to place, and surrounding yourself with people that encourage you to grow. Because, which I moved from Georgia when I was 9 years old, I think, to South Carolina, and I lived in South Carolina for 14 years. And that was, I mean, when you're a kid like that, yeah, you're moving. I moved away from all of my friends and cousins and stuff like that. So, but I got over it because I mean, I was still a kid. But then the biggest thing for me was just trusting in God. When I lived in Newberry, when I got older through high school, if I'm being honest with you, I wasn't like necessarily hanging out with the right crowd, and it took coming up here to driving an hour up here to our church here, our home church, and just constantly, I started surrounding myself with people that wanted to grow and wanted to get to know God on a deeper level.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah, honestly, that's what it helped me the most in my spiritual walk. Because you always hear like the people that you hang out with is the people who you become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
100%.
Yep.
that's what helped me the most. And honestly, and I was driving an hour for like 3.5 years, I think it was up here.
Bro, that's wild.
And I wanted to be plugged in to the church more, but with living an hour away, it was kind of hard to. And so, yeah, like the last, I moved up here like 7 months ago. Just being able to be 10 minutes from church and just, I'm able to be more involved.
Yeah.
And it just, it's really helped me in my spiritual walk. Just, yes, I can't push it, emphasize it more. Just surround yourself with people that want to grow.
Yep.
Because, and my parents pushed that so hard with all 9 kids. Just the people you hang out with are the people that you become.
Yeah.
I also heard a quote a while back. Someone said, "If you want me to show you your future, show me your five best friends."
Wow. Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
And
interesting.
Yeah, and hanging out with the crowd that I did in Newberry for that long. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't the closest with God because I wasn't hanging out with the right crowd. And what really grew me is when I started coming up here and surrounding. I love the youth group that here at the home church,
Good
and
squad.
they're just.
Yep.
I feel like they all thrive to, like I said, press in, get closer to God, and that's honestly what has helped me the most.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
some solid advice. And
Very
also
much
something
so.
I think about when you share that is the flip side of, are we a crowd? Like me, you, Derek, are we somebody that if we were in someone's 5 closest friends, we're taking people places?
Yeah.
Because so many times I'm like, yeah, we need to be hanging around the right people because that affects us. And then I'm like, how many people are hanging around us that we're affecting?
Yeah.
In what way?
Yeah. Yep.
And so that's a challenge to myself, is trying to be that person that's pushing people forward.
Yeah.
And challenging them. But yeah, and then making sure I'm also with people like-minded like that. And we push each other. So that is some really solid wisdom and advice that I think everybody needs to consider and take to heart.
Yeah. Yep.
Surround yourself with good people. Be the good people
Yeah.
that others
That's
can
good.
surround themselves with.
Surround yourself
So,
with.
Yep.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
be the good people. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And then be the good people. Amen. Amen. That's good. Wow.
Thanks, Kev.
Absolutely.
All right. Do you have a recommendation of a song, podcast, or book that people could check out?
So I'm not a big podcast listener. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I listen
Other
to
than the interview,
other
right?
than the interview, of course.
Goes with
Thanks,
that
man.
saying.
But as far as like a song or a duo, I was just when I walked in the studio here, Kyle had him playing a Shane and Shane,
Yep.
and their song recently, "You've Already Won."
Yeah.
When that song first came out, it really impacted me. And like as soon as I heard it, I instantly sent it to Eugene saying like, "Yo, this needs to, y'all need to sing this
Yeah.
at Vertical or whatever." He was like, "Bro, it's already on the list for winter retreat."
Let's
Awesome.
go.
So
Yeah.
Yep.
so yeah, that's Shane and Shane.
Mhm.
Give them. I'm sure we all know them. We've heard about them. But yeah, just that's one
Mhm.
duo and one artist that I
Yeah.
like really really love.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So-
Very anointed.
Oh yeah.
We've been able to see him. Was it twice now in person at a conference we went to in Dallas there, and just like, yeah, I don't know. There's a special anointing that they have and they carry, and that comes through because people
Yeah.
talk about it and they recommend it. And that's not taken away from anybody else, but there is something special about them. So
Yeah.
check them out.
For sure.
Absolutely.
We support
Yep.
Shane and Shane.
We do.
Absolutely.
Hey, Shane
We
and Shane, if you're
love the
listening,
Shanes.
come on the podcast.
Shane and Shane.
Can you
promise-
imagine if we could have them on the
Honestly, that
podcast? That'd be insane.
that
They
would
could
be
sing for us.
They could
They
sing.
could, or we could just say, hey, you don't have to sing. This is a gig where you don't have to sing. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
I want them to sing. Imagine hearing
You
them
gotta
sing.
have
You've
them sing
already
if they
won.
come on.
You're right.
I'd be like, what's a skill, hobby, or interest you have? Oh, you're good at singing.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
singing. I didn't know that.
Slipped
Could you
my
sing
mind.
for us? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That
That'd
would
be
be
cool.
sick. Shane and Shane, we'd love to have you on.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, final question for you. Final thing, wrapping up here, Kev. Do you have any final encouragement or advice you'd like to leave with all those listening?
Yeah. So basically, just be real. Don't.
Like the app or just kidding?
No, actually be real. The app is
You're right.
bogus.
Yeah, just be you. Don't change who you are to fit in with others. Just be you. That's somehow that's something I walked through, like I mentioned a little bit earlier. Yeah. God made you in His image, and He wants you to be who He made you to be. Not to. It might not be to. It might not please everybody if you're just being you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, just
Yep.
be you, be real.
Be real, be you.
Yep, it's that quote that says, "Be you, everyone else is taken."
Yeah,
Oh,
Cliche, but true.
Yeah.
very true.
God has a special mark for each of our lives, and we can't live it very well when we're trying to walk in someone else's shoes
yeah,
Yeah.
and walk out of the person God's created us to be. So
Yep.
that is solid advice, Kevin.
Amen.
And a great word to end with on this
Yes, it is.
episode. And
Yes, it is.
wow, this feels like it went so fast. I was like,
I know.
Kev,
it does. Seem
we could
like
talk
it
for
went by.
forever.
Yeah,
with
really
you.
does.
You're,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I said before, someone I really admire and appreciate. I am really, really blessed to have you in my life. And I've learned a lot from you, especially watching how well you love people.
Mm-hmm.
And also your advice at the end, to be real. I see that in you. And there's many times where you've shared at conferences or church or just in Bible study, but also just one-on-one where you're not trying to fake anything.
Yeah.
You're honest about who you are, what you're going through, what God's teaching you. And that shows to the people that are around you, because I believe you have a lot of influence. People look up to you and they will see what you do more than what you say. And you live that out. You live out the realness, the authenticity, the willingness to grow so well. And I believe that God is going to take that to really, really deep levels with the people that you come in contact with. So continue in that. Continue being faithful in what He's calling you to, and you're doing it already.
Yeah,
So thank you for that example you've been, for the friend you've been, for all the fun spike ball games we
Oh,
have
yeah.
at gym
Oh,
nights.
yeah.
That's
Awesome.
always a
Oh,
good
yeah.
time.
That's amazing.
And we just are grateful that you were willing to take time and join us
Absolutely.
on the interview
Yeah,
podcast.
I want to thank y'all for giving me the opportunity to come on here. It's really truly an honor that y'all even asked me to come on here. Y'all two I look up to y'all as a brother and sister in Christ, like more than y'all ever imagine. And y'all have made such a big impact on my life in the last 3 or 4 years, or however long I've known y'all. So yeah, just really, truly thank y'all for who y'all are in my life. and not just my all my brothers, it's my whole family. Y'all are someone I truly, truly look up to and admire. So, yeah, just appreciate y'all.
Wow. Thanks, Kev. That means a lot. It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
don't
you
make me
very
cry on the podcast, Kev.
much. That's all right. Well, oh, yeah.
Thank you,
no,
Kevin.
I appreciate you, Kevin. Yeah, just seeing your heart of worship. I get to see that a lot of Sundays we're here. That transcends to other people. That sets the thermostat for other people. I bless you in that. You're secure in who you are. So I love you, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, love you too.
Very much so.
Yes, sir.
So I'm kind of going out on a limb here, Jen. So
I don't like when Derek goes on limbs without talking to me first.
I think this is a limb you'll like. So I was just thinking about, that his brother Darrin sponsored this episode,
yeah.
and he's about to go out on a year of VS.
Right.
So I was like, hey, what about, he was so kind and gracious, wanted to sponsor his brother's episode. So maybe anything, if you want to bless Darrin, just send it to, we'll have our Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. When's this episode? It'll be in the episode show notes there.
Okay.
Just send it to us, mark it for Darrin. We'll send that to him. Any new Patreon subscribers we get, the first month, the $3 or whatever from that first month will go towards him.
Oh, wow.
That we could be a blessing to him. So yeah, feel free to send that on over for Darrin, and we'll bless him
that
for
sounds
being
great.
a blessing.
I fully
You good
support
with that, Jen?
Derek.
You sure?
Fully.
All right. You like my limbs now?
Yeah, I mean, well,
Yeah, well,
don't put it that way.
Well,
But yeah, that'd be a cool way to
Yeah.
show Darrin some support and bless him for what he's doing.
cool.
For sure.
Cool.
Okay, well, this brings us to the end of the episode. Kevin,
Hey,
thanks again.
absolutely.
We've loved
It's
having
been
you
awesome.
on. We're excited to share this episode with everyone. And just as we flow out the episode, leave the episode.
Yep,
Sometimes
yep,
the
yep.
words leave me. Follow our lead. This has been the Interview Podcast. I've been Jen.
I've been Derek.
I've been Kevin.
We'll see y'all next time.
Cheers,
See
guys.
ya.